So tell me about your character and accidentally on.
I play Davis, and Davis is, for all intents and purposes, I would say he is Zach's surrogate father figure. Now, in the story, Zach, his father abandoned him at a very early age, and so I think I think he looks at me, I'm his best friend, but I'm also sort of a kind of a surrogate father figure for him, and I'm sort of shepherding him through these turbulent times. Lucky for him, and clearly I have a beard, which makes me a wise man. And yeah, I play his best friend, and I'm just trying to help him through these crazy times. It's certainly, it was an unexpected twist to get this older woman pregnant, and so he needs to sort of get a foothold on the situation, and I'm there for any emotional support or just to make him laugh. That's my job.
Do you see yourself also finding one of the cougars on the show?
I'm dreaming of a storyline where me and Ashley Jensen's character get to hook up romantically. That would be hilarious. I can't do it with Lennon's character because they're married. In fact, we're just shooting an episode now where we finally get to meet her husband Nick, and he's hilarious. I don't think it'll happen with Abby, but possibly with Ashley's character. You never know.
Yeah, and now that she'll start to lose that baby weight.
It's yeah, she's due next week. She's supposed to have her baby, or this week. This weekend, I think, is her due date.
Wow.
And so she's got a very small sort of part in this episode because they want to keep her at home in case anything happens. So hopefully everything's going well.
Now, with all the pregnancies on the show, does that make you feel a little safer? Like, do you feel that you need to practice safe sex a little bit more?
Well, I already do, and but I'm in a long-term relationship. I've been with the same girl for 7 years, and so I'm not into the sort of promiscuity kind of thing. But it's nice to have a lot of pregnant women around because it's just a good vibe. They're glowing. They're usually in a good mood. I mean, unless they're tired or whatever, which is totally understandable. They're working so hard, and to work so late into your pregnancies it takes a tremendous amount of stamina. So we all try and be there as much as possible for them. Help them. Get them water, get them tea, whatever they need. Just to make their lives a little bit easier because they're doing a lot of hard work right now.
Yeah, because this is actually a very fertile lot because Rita Rocks also had 2
My
pregnancies.
roommate, Raviv Ullman, is the boyfriend in Rita Rocks, and he told me now I think they're going to have triplets on the set to do to play the baby when when the baby starts to make its way into the storyline. They'll have triplets for the baby. Nicole has her baby. Tisha was also pregnant, so she'll have her baby. When these babies are out, we're going to have twins or triplets for our baby. So next, in the new year, there'll probably be like 12 babies between our 2 stages.
Wow.
Which, is, there's going to be a lot of nannies around, I would imagine.
So what else can we expect from your character this upcoming season?
Just more funny antics. Davis is great. He's a wild card. You never know what you're going to get. I never know what's going to happen. I'm always shocked and surprised when I get scripts and supremely delighted because the writers have such a good time writing for Davis because he's one of those guys that from week to week can be doing anything. He comes up with these crazy adventures. Right now we're shooting the Christmas episode and he takes Zach out on a sort of a Christmas adventure, and I won't get into what we do because it's ridiculous, but it's he's just the guy who he's unpredictable. And he's just that best friend that will always raise the bar and take the fun to the next level.
So are you getting into the Christmas spirit now?
Yeah, it just started today. They're putting up all the Christmas decorations. Everyone's kind of, and it's colder today, so it's kind of, a little bit of Yuletide spirit in the air. Yeah.
How much of Davis is you?
I think there's an inner slacker in all of us, and I'm definitely prone to bringing mine to the surface more often than not. I'm not quite as messy as him. My apartment doesn't have gunmetal gray walls with dirty beanbags and lawn chairs as furniture, but I procrastinate on a lot of things, and I don't maybe do my dishes as much as I should, but I definitely share some of the slacker traits that Davis has, and I have a lot of fun letting that come out when I play him. It's ridiculous. Who doesn't want to wash plates with squirt guns? I mean, why not?
It's a great idea.
Exactly. How
did you get the role of Davis?
Oh man, it was getting a role on a show is it's quite a process. It's five or six auditions depending on when you come into the process. So you start with a sort of a general casting call, and if the casting director likes what you're doing, then they'll bring you back for the producers, and then you have to come back for the producers and the director, and then you have to come back for the studio, and then you have to come back for the network, and then you get a call saying you got it. So it was just a marathon of auditioning. But it was actually, what's nice is the studio and the network test all happen in one day. So typically they're sort of separated by a day or two. So it was nice to just get it all done in one day. Because it is a very stressful process. You have to come into the studio and, they have these screening rooms in the admin buildings. And you go in there and you sort of do 2 or 3 scenes in front of 25 executives one time, and then you leave. You don't even get a chance to try again. So if you mess up a little bit, then you can't really do anything to sort of make up for it. So it is a very stressful process, and to sort of get so close also kind of amps up the tension. But I think the key to me getting this was, by the time this audition came around, I was very relaxed about the whole thing. I tested a bunch of times earlier in the year. I was very familiar with the process, and I just kind of let it go a little bit, and I think that sort of relaxed headspace played in my favor. And I also improvised a little bit in the room, which I think they seem to enjoy a little bit.
Do you improvise on the show?
I don't I mean, what's great is we're able to rehearse for a week, which is great. So in rehearsal, there's lots of time, lots of room to kind of just mess around and throw in different lines and make each other laugh, and if you find something that starts to work, then you can bring that to the table, and if the writers, if Claudia likes it, then it'll get integrated. And they're so great because they're so open to suggestions. I've heard stories on shows where actors are not allowed to sort of do any of that business, but here it's such a great sort of tight, warm family that they're so welcoming of that. But they don't need any of our help because our writers are pretty friggin' hilarious, so we're in good hands.
And what else do you have coming up?
I'm doing a lot of writing. I have a series in development at IFC called Dieter Horn, which is an 80s action show, and it's pretty ridiculous. It's good times. It's celebrating the best of 80s action, which is hilarious.
Is that why you have the Dynamite shirt?
That's one of the reasons. And I have had a film come out at Toronto Film Festival this year, which just won actually Best Canadian First Feature for our director. And that'll be coming out, I guess, sometime in the next couple months at some point. It's called The Wild Hunt, and it's sort of an interesting genre roller coaster about medieval role-playing games.
What's the name of the show that you're writing with the 80s?
It's called Dieter Horn.
Dieter Horn.
Yeah, you can check out a clip of something we did on Funny or Die.
Very cool. I'm going to have to because I
Yeah.
totally love the 80s.
Dieter Horn. Yeah, check it out. It's pretty ridiculous.
Very cool. Thank you so
No,
very
you're
much.
so welcome.